President Trump is having thousands of ICE agents descend on our cities, using brutal force to hunt, harass, and harm those in our community.
Reason. And it's a complete waste of this committee's time to even bring it up, to try to grandstand over your fake agenda to destroy our country.
Well, the gentleman
related to terrorism. I will not yield to you on this subject, period.
Well,
it's offensive if you can't tell.
Gentlemen. Thank you for
Silence,
being a
the time is mine.
The time belongs to
the gentleman.
Okay, so Maxine Waters just stood up in front of the United States Congress and basically said she is fighting against federal law enforcement. And I mean that almost for real, because this woman used the word civil war on the House floor, not in a history lesson, not as a figure of speech. She said it like a warning, and Warren Davidson, Army Ranger, combat veteran, real American, looked her straight in the eye and called it exactly what it is: treason. If you're new here, welcome to Uncensored Headlines. Hit that subscribe button right now, because YouTube is probably going to hide this one, and I need you in this community before they do. Like the video, too. It helps more than you think. Now, let's talk about what just happened, because this wasn't just another wild Maxine Waters moment. This was a sitting United States Congresswoman calling ICE, Federal Immigration Enforcement, a terrorist organization.
Whether intended or not, U.S. citizens and their businesses and property, shop holders and small business owners who are American citizens are caught in the middle of the reckless and inappropriate responses of ill-trained ICE agents, only to be left with broken windows and damaged storefronts to repair. Who pays for this? Workers and families, also U.S. citizens, drive home at the end of the day only to be snatched out of their cars by masked men with tactical gear and wind up with their windows smashed in. Who pays for this? This Sunday in St. Paul, Minnesota, over a dozen ICE agents broke down the front door of a napping U.S. citizen. They forced and trampled their way into his home, pointing their guns and yelling at his family, while this 4-year-old grandson cried. Republicans on the opposite side of the aisle, you can do better than this. You can stand up for Ms. Good, who was killed, the mother of 3, an American citizen, other American citizens, people who look like they think should be deported, people of color, American citizens who are brown, who are yellow, who are black, et cetera, stand up for the citizens of this country. Otherwise, you're going to see a civil war that is being created between ICE and the National Guard.
Jesus said we can be angry and not sin, so I'm going to give it my best shot right here. The amount of red herrings and false stuff that's being spewed for the premises behind this amendment is offensive. To tell the American people and us in this room that ICE is a terrorist organization and therefore TRIA should cover the losses? Are you freaking kidding me? If you look at the proximate cause, you talk about the laws not being followed. The previous administration fueled an invasion of our country by failing to secure our borders, by ignoring our laws, and now we have sanctuary cities who invited these people in, who served as accomplices to the crime, continuing to obstruct justice. The reality is Alejandro Mayorkas and all of his accomplices should be on trial today. And if we don't put them in jail for a really long time after due process and a trial, some future administration is going to think they can fuel an invasion, only we need to do more of it faster. Now you get mad because ICE is enforcing the laws that the previous administration failed to enforce and want the government to cover for your game. The invasion you're fueling of our country, it's treason. It's treason. And It's a complete waste of this committee's time to even bring it up, to try to grandstand over your fake agenda to destroy our country
Well, the gentleman
related to
yield.
terrorism. I will not yield to you on this subject, period.
Well, thank
It's
you for being
offensive
such-
if you
thank
can't
for being
tell.
A gentleman. Thank you for
Silence,
being a
the
gentleman.
time is mine.
Thank you for
Time
being a
belongs to the
gentleman.
Care whose time it is.
The general order,
Remember
lady-
January 6th.
ladies and gentlemen, the time belongs to the gentleman from Ohio.
TRIA is a program that I support. Every contract I've entered into has a force majeure clause. And there are acts that are unanticipated, that are hard to insure the risk for. I don't think the program's perfectly designed. I wish I was here for the debate. Mr. Rose presented his amendment. I don't think I agree with the points. But I do think, hey, we probably don't have a perfect terrorism risk insurance program. But I applaud Mr. Flood, Mr. Cleaver for working together on a reauthorization. That's what we should be focused on today. The idea that we would defund ICE is probably about as dumb as defunding the police. But Minneapolis wanted to do both. And so, yes, I hope those people are held accountable. But the Financial Services Committee is not the committee of jurisdiction for that. So if you want to do that, go to one of the other committees, do your grandstanding somewhere else, and quit wasting our time in this committee. I yield back.
She stood at that microphone and said that I see agents going after people who are in this country legally is somehow the same as terrorism, and she wants the government to pay for it under the Terrorism Risk Insurance Act. I'm sorry. She wants us, the taxpayers, to pay the cost because ICE is doing its job. And then she has the nerve to bring up Jesus. She said Jesus said we can be angry and not sin, so I'm going to try my best. Girl, you just talk about a civil war. And then use scripture. That's a new level even for Mad Maxine. But here's where Warren Davidson comes in. And I need you to understand who this man is. This isn't some soft career politician. This is an Army Ranger who actually served this country. And when he got that mic, he didn't hesitate. He said the idea behind Waters' amendment is offensive. He called out the Biden administration for causing an invasion by not securing the border. He named Alejandro Mayorkas by name and said he and his partners should be on trial. And he's right. He is completely right. Davidson said it clearly. Sanctuary cities invited illegal immigrants in, acted as partners, and now are blocking justice. And now these same Democrats are getting upset because the current administration is actually enforcing the laws they refuse to enforce. He said it's treason twice because it needed to be said twice. And when Waters tried to interrupt him, tried to take back the floor, Davidson stayed strong. The chair had to step in and remind the room that the time belonged to the gentleman from Ohio. She couldn't even let the man finish a sentence without losing control. That tells you everything. Look, Maxine Waters has been doing this for decades. She's been the loudest, most wild voice in the Democrat Party. And for a long time, people ignored her as someone on the extreme side. But she's not on the edge anymore. She is the party. She's telling you exactly where the Democrat Party is going. They don't want border enforcement. They don't want IC doing its job. And when they don't get their way, they start using words like civil war. Davidson said defunding IC is about as dumb as defunding the police. And Minneapolis wanted to do both. And we all saw how that ended. We saw the businesses burn. We saw the crime go up. We saw communities get destroyed. And these are the same people lecturing us about broken windows from an ICE raid. This is the moment, y'all. This is what it looks like when one party decides the law only matters when it's convenient for them. Warren Davidson saw it. He called it out. And now we're calling it out. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Uncensor Headlines. Share this one because this moment needs to be seen. I'll catch you on the next.